Two-Side Anime here. We need to talk about how crazy Jujutsu Kaisen has been going in the current manga arc. I feel like Gojo losing to Sukuna was probably one of the best writing decisions I've seen in new gen manga. We got to see Sukuna space out and have a mental breakdown due to Yuji learning reverse curse technique. Since Yuji and Sukuna shared the same body, he was able to see Yuji's unbreakable soul, which bothers Sukuna. Yuji and his unbreakable soul and his ideals gave him the power to stand in front of Sukuna, and that really pissed Sukuna off. Sukuna is a generational hater. Regardless of Sukuna being a generational hater, only becoming the best written character of Jujutsu Kaisen. A lot of people can't look past Sukuna's rawness and menacing presence, but underneath all of that, there is a lot of character depth. But I'm not here to glaze Sukuna like Kashimo did before Sukuna sent him packing into the afterlife. I want to talk about my favorite underlying theme of Jujutsu Kaisen and how it ties in with the up and coming fight between Sukuna and Yuta Okkotsu. I covered the meaning of true love in Jujutsu Kaisen on this channel before, and I was going to do a follow-up video because of the comments that Uraume made towards Hikari in chapter 245. Uraume says, sorcerers today try too hard to retain their humanity, so they refrain from using their powers to break what they can break, but their fear of alienation is a weakness. But you aren't like that. You're different. I don't consider you human anymore, so I will crush you with everything I have. Hikari counters and says, is humanity the thing now? A guy I know just said something similar. He's the groomy sort, but he speaks up when he has to and comes through when it counts, so it really moved me. This means before Yuta went off to defeat Kenjaku, he talked to the group and reminded them that they have to keep their humanity. That's the only way they will win and not become monsters. But also, the importance of this conversation shows you the difference of the ancient sorcerers and the modern day sorcerers. We saw this mindset with a couple other characters within the Culling games from the ancient times. Keeping one's humanity plays along with the theme of true love. Those who choose to reject the idea of love usually have an issue working with the collective, which makes them lone wolves, like Sukuna in the series. Rejecting love rejects the essential needs of a human. That's why Sukuna versus Yuta is going to explore the theme of love. Love has always played a major role in Jujutsu Kaisen, from volume 0, where we're introduced to Yuta and Rika. Through the power of true love, he was able to defeat Geto. Saw the same concept in the preparation arc with Maki and Mai, Megumi and his sister, Rozu and Sukuna, and Kashimo versus Sukuna, Yuji with all his friends, at random father Remy, and Geto and Gojo finding their own families and raising them and loving them. Even at the end of Gojo's fight with Sukuna in the afterlife, Gojo expressed how he felt alone once he reached a certain level. He wanted to show Sukuna that he wasn't alone and he understands solitude as being the strongest. Gojo also said multiple times before the fight he's going to show Sukuna what love is. Gojo selected the most romantic day to fight Sukuna. If you don't think love is a major theme in Jujutsu Kaisen, that's a skill issue on your end. But let's circle back to Yuta versus Sukuna and why this fight is so important. There's another important theme when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's the theme of duality, an instance of opposition or contrasts between two concepts or two aspects of something. Example, night and day, feminine or masculine, yin or yang. To understand why duality and love will be important themes during the Sukuna versus Yuta fight, you have to understand both characters. So you know by now, just let me cook. This character revolves around true love, the purity of love, and humanity. Sukuna's character is the polar opposite. His character represents selfishness, calamity. Dive into Yuta's character real quick. Yuta Okkotsu was introduced to us in volume 0, gave his ring to his ex-lover Rika before she died in a car accident. After that, he accidentally cursed the young girl and she became the queen of curses. After joining Jujutsu High, Yuta went on his first mission where Maki Zenin forced him to find his reason why. Yuta blurted out that he wanted to become somebody that people can rely on, that he has a reason to live. Early on, this displayed Yuta's humanity and selflessness as a character. With having this horrible curse, he still wanted to help forward into Yuta meeting Geto. Geto openly disrespected Maki, Yuta rejected Geto and said he will never work with somebody that disrespects his friends. Their final confrontation, when Yuta fights against Geto, made a binding vow with Yuta selfishly sacrificing himself to unlock Rika's power. Geto calls Yuta a womanizer, and Yuta responds with, "How rude, this is pure love," and blows a hole in Geto. Don't see Yuta again until after the Shibuya incident and straight into the Sendai colony. In the Sendai colony arc, we see the love thing play a major role with Yuta's interactions with the other sorcerers. Yuta couldn't comprehend why sorcerers so strong are going around killing innocent people. He asked them if they have any friends or lovers, which pissed Uro off. Yuta's humanity was shown at the end of this arc because he spared the other two sorcerers. Ryu pointed this out to Yuta. Yuta simply responded to Ryu and said, "Because I'm blessed," and thanked my friends. Yuta never went back on his word, saying he wanted to be somebody that people relied on, and that's why he killed Kinjaku. All that being said, it's easy for one to tell that the themes of love and humanity play a major role in Yuta's character. But let's talk about the polar opposite, Sukuna. Sukuna's character represents selfishness, gluttony, greed, and destruction, a calamity. Sukuna described his character in the best possible way to Kashimo in the afterlife in chapter 238. Sukuna outright says, "I understand love, and I say to you, love is worthless. I never needed anyone to satisfy me. I eat when I want to eat, I play with what amuses me, and I kill whoever is in my way." This is true to Sukuna's character. Throughout the series, we've seen Sukuna live by these words. He's killed whoever gets in his way. He plays with people who amuses him, like Jogo, Megumi, and Kashimo, and also Yurozu. Eats what he wants. He's literally known for eating women and children. Gotta keep those macros right. Anyone gets in his way, he kills them. Rest in peace, Gojo. Sukuna was compared to a calamity, force of nature that goes against humanity. Think of all the innocent people that Sukuna killed in the Shibuya incident when he faced off against Jogo, used his domain expansion, or how the sorcerers of the past had to team up to try to defeat Sukuna. It's easy to see that Sukuna goes against everything that Yuta stands for, humanity and love. Duality between Yuta and Sukuna. But how would this affect their character growth when they face off against each other? For Yuta, it would be simply what Uros told him at the end of the Sendai colony fight. In chapter 181, she says, "You're reaching your limit. I've seen it. What surpasses the horizon of sorcerers, cursed spirits, and strong fighters is an overwhelming aggression that disregards all else, like a calamity." Meaning, in order for Yuta to surpass his limits, he's going to have to lose his humanity to become a monster in order to face a monster like Sukuna. This is going to go against everything that Yuta stands for as a character. He needs to become similar to Hikari, a monster. This is why what Uraume said to Hikari before the start of their real fight matters so much going into Yuta versus Sukuna. And for Sukuna, he's already unstable because Yuji using his ideals is giving him the strength to stand in front of Sukuna, and Sukuna views Yuji as a weakling. And as we know, Sukuna hates weak people. Seeing Yuta using pure love to fight against them make him question his mindset that love is worthless. During the fight between Yurozu and Sukuna, we learned that Sukuna actually knows what love is, meaning he's probably experienced love in the past before he became this calamity. Yuta is going to trigger emotions within Sukuna that's going to have him think of the past, so we're definitely getting flashbacks in this fight between the two. True love and humanity versus selfishness and a calamity, the duality between Sukuna and Yuta. But that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys next time, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.